Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be comparing the IS-4 and Object 260. Both of these are Tier 10 Soviet heavies, and honestly, both of them are pretty weak right now. They sacrifice the armor for the mobility. Problem is, they don't have gun depression, which obviously can be an incredibly tricky thing to not have, especially when you are balanced with mobility. But we are going to be playing in both of these tanks. I'm going to be letting you know which of the two I like better and which tank I think has better capabilities. We're going to start off with the Object 260. I think the 260 looks better than the IS-4. However, it is a much harder tank to play. Why? Well, it has more mobility. That's a no-brainer. The tank reaches a top speed of 50, has a reverse of 20, which is super good. However, its power-to-weight ratio is after Wargaming buffed its armor slightly and nerfed its power to weight. But the problem is with the gun and the armor, right? The hull armor is really mediocre. The hull is about 140 thick, and it's a very large lower plate. The sides are very easy to cut through. It has poor side scraping capabilities. Its turret armor is on paper sounding great at 267. In reality, you can pen it with AP at most angles, which really takes away from the capabilities the 260 has. Not only that, as APCR standard, its premium ammo only has 350 mils of heat, and that's even after the Cali buffs. The 260 gun, it has really good DPM, but everything else about it is rather mid. Although I will say the accuracy is decent on the vehicle. Mobility-wise, it's really the major strength. That's it. It's got mobility. And you do have some armor to make up for it, you know? Like, this is not a tank that I would consider as terrible when it comes to its capabilities, but the problem is, it's also not great, you know? You can drive a T95E6 right now and have pretty similar terms of reliability on the armor, but the difference is that the turret is just way more troll on the 260. Plus, the E6 has way more DPM, penetration, has better accuracy, has AP standard, has better mobility, and 4 more degrees of gun depression. So those are all things to obviously keep in mind. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cross right over here with the enemy 57 heavy, and we are going to load a gold shell. You can see why APCR standard sucks so much, because aiming in on just that 57 heavy turret alone is pretty dang red, and it's, well, kind of annoying, obviously. So, the Rhino does not spot anything. Interesting. We have the Boss Shotty 25 ton. We also have the Minnow. Okay, well, I'm going to make my way over here, and it's just me right now, but I'm hoping that I can kind of maneuver my way to the side of this Minnow, just like this. There you go. Nice 393. This is where the DPM of the 260 does feel pretty good. But again, the gun depression of this tank is mid. You saw how careful I had to be even against that Rhino there. The gun depression of this tank can let you down. Now, the Boss Shotty 25 ton is pushing on the Rhino. Why? I don't actually know. I think this is an absolutely terrible play. A little disappointed in my 50B for driving into me there, but we're going to get one shell into the Boss Shotty for 483. And now we're going to head back over to the 57 Heavy, see if we can get any more damage into his tank. Here we go, aiming again. Look at how bad my standard pen is. The fact that I have to load gold to reliably pen a 57 Heavy turret is kind of lame. And it's not something that you normally would have to do in most heavies, but it is something that you have to do in the 260. Now, we do get a nice pen into his vehicle, and wow, the fact that the 183 wasn't spotted there. Cringe as heck, bro. Cringe as heck. Alright, well, we get the clearing shell into the 57. He max rolls me, which is, well, not very fun. However, we're doing fine. Now, normally, I would try and work this ridgeline here to fight the enemy 183, but because I have no gun depression in this vehicle, realistically, the only way that I can work this position is if I go all the way over here like this, and now I can aim it on the 183 turret, getting my first pen for 412 damage into his vehicle. Okay, well, we reload again, and the 183 turns away. We get another nice 420 damage shell, and just like that, this has turned out to be a pretty decent game. I'm up to 3,200 damage. The Rhino is probably going to get the clear on that 183, though. Unfortunately, oh, maybe not. We are going to aim in right on his tank, and we get a clear. Well, all that's left is the T95E6. You can see that mediocre power to weight I was talking about. While the 260 does get up to speed eventually, it's really not as fast as you would think. It kind of slows down a lot when going uphill. It's definitely not nearly as fast or as maneuverable as a 50B, an E6, or the majority of mediums, so definitely something to keep in mind there. But we had a good result. We did 3,528 damage. Our gun did exactly what it needed to. The accuracy was fine, but we didn't really block anything because, again, this tank is not known for its armor. So we got a good idea of the 260 there. I don't hate the 260, but I also don't love it. I think that this tank, the major problem with it is that it just can't hold. It cannot hold anything. And that is where the IS-4 comes in. The IS-4 has still pretty mediocre armor, but I would say it's a little bit more reliable than the 260s. See, the turret on the IS-4 is still one of the strongest turrets in Tier 10. When it's hull down and it's hiding that armor and it's just showing the turret, it is insanely strong. It is nearly an impossible pen. Not only that, but the IS-4 gun is just flat better than the 260s. I mean, sure, it has a little bit less DPM by about 100, but in return, it has AP standard and 20 more millimeters of premium pen. It also has more damage per shot and the same dispersion. It does have worse on movement dispersion, but yeah, everything else about the IS-4 gun is flat better. Mobility-wise is where the IS-4 kind of staggers a bit. It has a top speed of 44 and a reverse of 14. And that reverse speed is definitely the major kicker. But the IS-4 features super speed boost, so you can accelerate pretty quick once you use that super speed boost, and you can also get into cover quicker if you need to. So in that regard, the IS-4 definitely has the upper hand. It has the turret armor. It has a lot of strengths over the 260. And it's definitely something that I like about the IS-4. Now this game, I don't like this at all. I wanted to support my mediums, but as we can see, my heavies are not wanting to do that. So I'm going to have to support my heavies. Now the nice thing about the IS-4 is that you can do the role of a heavy, but you also can do the role of a medium. We can see here that good mobility of super speed boost activated. Definitely faster than a 260 here. 260 would not be going this quick uphill. And rather surprisingly, because of the terrain resistances the IS-4 features, it's actually pretty similar in terms of mobility as it is compared to the 260, which is weird to me. Oh, there you go. Enemy STB YOLOing. Oh boy, is this what we're about to deal with? I think it is. I think it is. Okay, well, we have the STB, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do here. Well, I'm going to aim it on the STB. We're going to get a nice shell into him once. We're going to keep backing up here. We're going to keep backing up. Chieftain gets another shell out, and I am praying that my teammate, please pen him once. Bruh. Cringe. Alright, well, let's back up. I'm going to wiggle my tank to the best I can. Alright, STB's dead. What the heck was this team, bro? Are these guys in platoon? No. It's two YOLOing apes. Wow. Okay. Well, definitely a good example of where the reverse speed on this vehicle is a flat disadvantage to the Object 260's reverse speed. You going to back up E100 or are you just going to, like, sit here? Bruh. Alright, I'm going to move in if he's just going to sit there. Let's activate my speed boost as well so we can quickly move in, because I want to take advantage of these tanks over here as fast as I can. And this is where the IS-4, okay, we're going to cross this as fast as we can. There you go. Again, speed boost, it is pretty nice, I will be honest. Being able to just maneuver your tank very quickly, it does feel pretty sweet. So what exactly is going on here? Well, the E100 dropped down low. The 4005 is in a rather peculiar position. And with that being said, I'm going to maneuver right over here. We're going to see if we can dig this 4005 out. Oh, there he is. And there you go. Nice shell. I don't know if he's running small liner. It's obviously always hard to tell whether people are or aren't. But we're just going to chill here. We're aiming on the E100 turrets. There you go. 346. Angle the vehicle. You fired HE at me. Interesting play, gonna be honest. A very, very interesting play from the E100, because I can just cut right back through him. So, gun's doing a good job. We can see where the AP standard definitely feels a lot better than the, well, the APCR standard that the 260 has. And not only that, but the increased levels of heat pen on the IS-4 just feels so much nicer. The ability to cut through the U100 armor profile with relative ease is so nice. I actually thought I had AP loaded there, but it doesn't really matter. This was a pretty solid game. We're up to 3,700 damage, and we're going to load in one more shell, easy gold shell, cutting right through that E100. So, you want my opinion? I think the IS-4 is flat better than the 260. Yes, the 260 has some advantages. And I'm not going to say that it would have done worse in that situation there. With the Chieftain and STB YOLOing, the IS-4 actually did worse than the 260 would have. 260 has that better reverse speed. It would have allowed me to get back faster. And not only that, but the 260 has slightly more DPM, which would have meant that I could have bled out the 260 and whatever faster. Plus, I have adrenaline on my 260. Where I'm running speed boost on my IS-4. So the 260 definitely has the brawling advantage, but the IS-4 has the holding advantage. And personally, I'd rather drive a tank that has better turret armor, that has a better, more enjoyable gun with more penetration and holding potential than a vehicle that has more DPM. That's just how I see it. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. But yeah, in my point of view, I like the IS-4 more. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.